Now I'm live. This is Eric with Low VA Rates, wearing red as always on Friday. As most of our followers should know by now, on Friday we wear red in support of our military. The letters RED stand for Remembering Everyone Deployed. So if you've got a red shirt, wear it on Friday, red pants, red hat, you name it, wear it. Take a picture of yourself, let the entire world know not who you voted for or why you don't like the president-elect or all the other negative things we're seeing on the internet. Be positive. Wear red, hashtag Red Friday, and let people know that regardless of what your affiliation is with either side of the aisle, with politics, we all support the military, and that's how we are here at Low VA Rates. So today we're going to talk about VA residual income. This is kind of a piggyback off of what we spoke about. Was it last week? It was 2 weeks ago, I believe. I was out of town last week, so it would have been 2 weeks ago. We were talking about debt to income, and during that debt to income conversation, VA residual income came up. Let me take you back to what we were speaking about. We said that in the industry, generally speaking, a 43% DTI, or debt to income, is kind of a average where you should be if you want to get a home. But we made a comment that on a VA mortgage for the military, we make it easier to get into homes. We make it easier to refinance. I shouldn't even say we do. I mean, Low VA Rates makes it easier because we're so great to work with, but these programs endorsed by the government make it easier for our veterans to afford a new home. And so I had made a comment that I have seen veterans get approved at, over a 50% DTI. Matter of fact, we have conversations with veterans who have had 60 or 70% DTI, debt to income ratio, and they still get approved for the house. So what I mentioned was, if your VA residual income is high enough, then we can stretch that DTI further. Let's get into residual income. I'm going to move around here a little bit. An amazing picture drawn here by our marketing team. Here is residual income. It's very simple. You take your income, okay? That's what you make. Can't spell it out. You take your income and you start subtracting out all of your necessary expenses. So, for example, you would have utilities, okay? Got to keep the lights on in the new house. You would have real estate taxes, okay? Real estate taxes. You've got your mortgage payment. We'll call it the MTG payment, okay? You've got withholdings, taxes. None of us like that. So you've got your, your FICA tax. You've got your Social Security, you maybe have Medicaid. There's all these different things that come out of your paycheck every single month. So another way to put this, hopefully everyone can still see this, you take your gross income, so from your checking, or not your checking, from your W-2 or your pay stub, and then out of your gross income, you start taking all of these different things. And when you're done, whatever money is left over at the end of the month to be able to put groceries on the table, put gas in the car. Notice I didn't come in here and put, you got your groceries, you got your gas, you got your babysitter, you've got your Powerball ticket. We're not getting that detail here. We're taking must-have expenses. In order to survive, you've got to pay these expenses. When you're all said and done, minus expenses, you have your residual income. Okay, the higher that number, the more likely you are to get a loan. Now, that's the calculation. Let's talk about how it pertains to a VA loan specifically, okay? VA basically takes the country and they divide it up. Watch this. This is why I am not on the design team. I'm going to draw a map of the United States. Looks something like this. My friends in Texas might want Texas to be a bit bigger. I hear laughing in the background. This is why I don't draw for a living. This is the U.S. We divide it into four. You've got East, you've got West. I want to say this is like Midwest, Mid-East, something like that. I should have prepared a little bit more, but there's 4 sections to the United States, and based on what section of the United States you live in, the cost of living is higher. So the VA not only divides the country into fourths, they then have family sizes, okay? Hopefully you can still see me over here. Family size, okay? Let's just be practical here. Is it 1 to 2 people? Is it 3 to 4 people? Is it 5 to 6 or more? Something like this, right? If I'm a family of 1 to 2 living in the great state, here's where I'm from, of Ohio, it's going to be a lot less expensive for me to raise myself and one other person in Ohio than it is up here in Northern California. So the residual income requirements for a family of 2 in Ohio are less than the residual income requirements for a family of 2 living in Northern California. Pretty logical, right? Also, let's say we're all right here in this section of the United States. A family of 2 needs, and this is just a made-up number, $500 in residual income to get approved for a VA loan, where a family of more than 6 might require $1,500. Why is that? Well, try feeding a family of 6 on $500 a month. Probably not going to happen. So I'm trying to really dummy this down. That's probably even a bad word. I talk that way all the time to myself. I'm trying to simplify this. We're going to take a rather complex mortgage topic, residual income. That's something that underwriters talk about in their day-to-day life. And we're going to go to the normal U.S. citizen or homeowner, someone looking to buy a house. You've got to make sure after paying your mortgage and all your other necessary expenses, you still have a buffer. You've got some money left over so that you're not struggling. If the car breaks down or if the air conditioner goes out, your residual income is there to help you with those unexpected expenses. Okay? I don't want to talk a whole lot more about it because I don't want to make it more detailed or difficult to understand than it is. If there's any questions, let's start typing them in now, down where you would make comments, the same place where maybe you're giving me the thumbs up or maybe you're giving me the thumbs down. Go ahead and type some comments if you have questions. I will talk for another minute or two while we wait and see if any of those questions come forth. Look, we're trying to really promote this Facebook Live. So is Facebook, believe it or not. I think it's funny. We've been doing Facebook Live here at Low VA Rates for at least, I don't know what, team 3, maybe 4 months. Every time I turn on the TV now, Facebook is advertising on how to go live. So we know this is something that's going to become more and more popular across social media. We will promote our Facebook Live topic throughout the week, and we would invite you to give us questions about the topic, give us suggestions about other things you would like us to talk about. So with that, if there's no other questions, by way of reminder, on Fridays, please wear red, support the troops, support the veterans. Oh, last thing, this is newsworthy. We just posted a video on our YouTube station today about Donald Trump and interest rates. Okay, maybe we'll talk about that in more detail next week, but if you've been on the fence, I try to draw a fence, but I think it would backfire. If you've been on the fence waiting to determine, do I refinance or do I not? Well, you need to get off the fence. Interest rates are going up, okay? We talk about how low interest rates are and how low they've been for many, many months. We're not afraid here at Low VA Rates to let you know when interest rates go up. They are heading up. So act now. Get your rate locked in and get your loan closed. Yes?
Ashley asks, what if you have low residual income but good DTI?
Great question, Ashley. So low residual income is okay if you meet the DTI requirements we talked about 2 weeks ago. However, there are certain floors that the VA says, I don't care how great your FICO score is, I don't care how low your debt to income ratio is, if you do not have residual income of, you will not get approved. Now what I can do is I can have the marketing team go online, find the residual income charts, and post a link in the comment section of this video so that you can go see that for yourself. I did not come ready for the exact residual income requirements, but they are a hard and fast rule. You have to meet at least the minimum requirements. Okay, so wanted to be clear about that. Great question, actually. At least somebody's listening to me today. Any other questions? No? We'll have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone that's celebrating that next week. Be thankful for this country you live in. Be thankful for the troops, the veterans, your families. We appreciate everyone that's watching, and we'll see you next week.